everybody, welcome. We're at 90, we're P290 LP. Oh. I did just release my patch notes for the night, so, you know, be sure to check that out. I did get to record the support tier list. Hey, what's up, Flippy? I did get to record the tier list, but I haven't been able to release it yet, so I'll probably release that tomorrow. If you care about Total War, I just started releasing episodes for a Beastman campaign also. So we might try out some Yuumi here, we'll see. We do have a free dodge. I have felt like Yuumi is pretty strong in a lot of games. Now, obviously, I'm not like super experienced on her, so I'll have to see the situation. But yeah, I was running around all day with my daughter, and hey, thanks, Flippy. I appreciate it. I mean, I could do it like without the hat, but yeah, it's not great. So I just wear the hat. Keep some stuff out of my eyes too. Super busy day. I'm not going to be able to go too late tonight, unfortunately, because I do have some more papers I need to be grading. It's always papers. Okay, well, they banned Cassidon, so it doesn't matter. Well, it's about like not getting the oil. Like if there's like some sweat from being outside and stuff like that, I don't want it like getting down into my eyes and stuff too. So it's partially that. John Deere hat. It'll be fun. Need to get a philosophy hat. My wife and I are thinking about picking up this fixer-upper house, so we might be moving. I don't know. I've got to convince her. It is a little bit more expensive than our typical budget would allow, but it's so cheap. It's like $88 a square foot. And you know, we were both looking. It's got so much potential. It's in a really good part of town. It's not technically a foreclosure, but it might as well be. Like, it's the square footage price is about the same price as the foreclosure we picked up in Ohio, and we think the sellers are pretty desperate. Not a red hat. I don't want it to. I mean, not that they're. I don't want to get political, but you know, that's kind of the color of the MAGA hat and things like that. So, I don't necessarily want to create any sort of political message with my hat. It's just a generic hat that we got. My wife probably got it at Goodwill or something. I don't even remember. Just a generic tan hat. So it's like Shin support. I mean, we have a couple of tanks. Ezreal's going to be hard to engage on in poke. I might just try it out here.
You and me, we got this.
Could have had Jen take barrier, but my stream schedule is a little, I mean, it's in a certain like range. I try to start around 10:30, but you know sometimes it's closer to 11:30. It's sometime between 10:30 and 11:30. You can subscribe to me on YouTube, on Twitter. I need to tweet it out after this game that I'm streaming as well. The reason for that, I just have a really busy life. I mean, I'm not a full-time streamer. I do have, you know, college classes. I've got a daughter, a family. I try to, you know, get on whenever I can. I'm gonna try to see if I can start, you know, closer to 10:30. But there are some days where it's just really hard to do that. But I will try to, you know, start making it closer to 10:30. Because, like, what ends up happening is I end up staying up really late, grading papers or doing other stuff, and then I have, like, no sleep, and I'll get home at, like, 3 p.m. And so, or something like that, and then I've got to get, like, some sleep in there. So a lot of times I'll, like, sleep from, like, 3 until, like, 10 or something, and then I talk with, you know, my wife, daughter, and then sometimes I have to finish sending up emails and stuff like that. Or publishing videos like the Total War video that I just did, or the patch notes video, or whatever. So my schedule, and then some days I'm taking care of my daughter during the day and I can't get that nap. So like today I didn't get any sleep hardly. We were going around looking at that. We went out and looked at that house and I had to take care of my daughter during the day. So it's just like, it's just a really erratic schedule. I'm not talking about soy with you anymore, Quickums. I don't know what the obsession is, but I already told you, man, I don't eat soy.
Where to, book?
Oh, I'm trying her out. I'm not sure she's as bad as people think she is, honestly. You know, her win rate is the highest it's ever been right now in Soloqueue. Even when she was really OP and, like, literally picked her band all the time, she had a lower win rate than she does right now.
Don't tell anyone, but I love hugs.
Oh, it's Pantheon support. That's interesting.
The mighty Yuumi.
Oh. I didn't realize it had a small channel time with it as well. Gotta be a little careful around Pantheon because it does have that point click stun. I thought it was gonna be Shen. I mean, Shen also kind of has that taunt.
The expert hunter stalks the battlefield.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it's usually around this time. Give or take, like I said, 30 minutes to an hour or so. Yeah, if you want to know more about Yuumi and why I'm trying her out again, just check out the tier list video that I'll post tomorrow. I just think that a lot of stuff has changed about the meta that has positioned her pretty well right now. Most notably, like the nerfing of Soraka and Sona. I think that Yuumi's become sort of the premier enchanter. I mean, Nami's really up there too, but also have a, you know, if for no other reason, then I do have a Yuumi guide that Black Falcon sponsored that I'm gonna do in the next couple of days. So I'm just trying to do it kind of for science also, so I can be a little more informed with some experience on the champ. Setsuko and Cinderhulk. I mean, he does scale pretty well with max health.
Sometimes I pretend you're just a nice, comfy box. What? That's a compliment.
Yeah. Yumi's actually a lot harder than people think. Like, that was one of the greatest misunderstandings of her when she was released, is people think you just sit AFK and get carried, but if that was the case, she'd have a much higher win rate. That's why things like Sona often, historically, will have a much higher win rate, is because they're a lot easier to play. There's actually a lot more to, I mean, I'm not saying she's the hardest, like, she's not probably like Thresh or Bard level to play, but positioning is very tricky on her, because if you get hit by CC, you could get blown up, but you need to be popping off in order to get your mana regen, and you have to be able to hit, you know, your homing missile, which sounds like it's easy, but depending on how the enemy positions, it could be a bit trickier than it seems. Be on that dragon, I think. Our jungler's not here though, so we're just probably gonna lose that. If I hit that, we maybe could have made a play on him, but... Jin should not have gone on that. Hey, it doesn't matter, Set. You shouldn't have done it, dude. Like, we know they have a TP. We know we have a TF, rather.
Is it time to save the world again?
I was already pretty far off of him, though. I guess that does make sense, but... Why is Rumble down here? Well, Rumble just screwed us out of a lot of XP. I would not take flash on you. I mean, I know people are gonna find all kinds of instances. Well, I died. If I had flash, I wouldn't have died, but you need your combat sums. Pantheon does have ult. They have like triple global.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh, if he hit that, we could have ulted and killed him.
An ally has been slain.
That's brutal. I could have maybe, could have jumped over to Gare and maybe healed him. What's up, Sammy? He shouldn't have his ult, I don't think.
I guess we're going this way. Don't tell anyone, but I love hugs.
Your turret has been
We
destroyed.
got the zoomies!
What's up, Aaron?
Your turret has been destroyed.
Rubbing my head on your ninja line.
thanks, Flippy. I appreciate it. Yeah, we gotta be really careful. Twisted Fate.
You can pat me on my chin and back. Nowhere else.
The Yuumi on the Garen too, obviously late game can be pretty gross.
Destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I could tell you what a brave and powerful warrior.
Galactic hyperbearing.
Slain.
That's like all in their base. I mean, I could still go for Ludens. A lot of people don't do this anymore, but I'm just not sure if I need Ardent. I mean, Ardent doesn't do anything with Jhin, really. I might just go for Ludens here.
Or was it 5?
I mean, Garen does proc Ardent a little bit, but could also go for Redemption. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, Jolty. I think that's probably a good move.
An enemy has been slain.
What the fuck? Why did it try to jump when he was already dead? Okay, well I guess I gotta learn that. Because he was already dead, right? He was dead on the ground. And it was buffered, and she literally tried to jump to him after he was, like, dead on the ground. I feel like I do need boots. I think I'm gonna have to get Ionians, because I just have to rotate. People just aren't rotating fast enough. That's bad. I mean, right? Or whether am I wrong?
Now you're ready to prowl.
I thought he was already laying on the ground dead. Maybe unnecessary. I didn't want him to flash out of that though.
Galactic hyper barrier.
Well, yeah, it seems like it, but...
An enemy has been slain.
Oh my god, that heal. With the Athenes. It just ending.
We knocked him over. Now you're ready to prowl. I won't lose you, Book. Not after losing Master.
Yeah, give me a little skin app. So custom skins, probably. I mean, they don't want you to get free stuff that you would normally have to pay for. Even though it's not in, like, the art assets thing. You're not supposed to use anything that alters... Because, like, in theory, someone could use a custom skin that, like, hides their skill shots or something. Like, it's manipulating the code of the game. So, yeah, they're not... I mean, I don't know for sure, but I can't imagine that they would allow that. Because it could create advantages based on the skin. Certain visual advantages. Like, there are certain skins where certain skill shots are already hard to see that are, like, league-sponsored, you know, league-sanctioned skins. What's up, Marcelo? Good to see you. Okay, only allows the person using the app. I'm not sure, though, so that would take out the unfairness argument, but... I mean, she's been buffed a lot, though, too, Future. She got changed. I mean, as I talked about in my, you guys haven't seen it, obviously, but check out my support tier list video. She's at her highest win rate of all time in Soloqueue right now. Like, who was really dominant in that game? I mean, I guess everybody did pretty well. Like, she's one of those things we keep hearing the mantra over and over again. She's trash, she's terrible, she's trash, she's terrible, right? And I kind of fell into that for a while, but I've played against her, and she's tough to deal with. But if you look here at her win rate history, right? Like, since December, this is when they started giving her the buffs, right? She went from, like, 39% up to 48.5%. When she was the most busted, like, really close to release, where everybody was banning her all the time. 100% ban rate in Pro, banned all the time in Soloqueue. If you look at this ban rate history, right? This is where she was banned in 45% of games. She had less than a 48% win rate. Right now, it's trending back up, but a lot of people... You know, she's under a 10% ban rate, and this is her highest win rate of all time, over 48%. You look at her popularity. It's not the highest of all time, but it's certainly risen a lot. Usually when popularity goes up, then a champion's win rate will go down because you have a lot of amateurs playing her, like me, trying her out here, that don't have a lot of experience on her and are going to mess stuff up, right? It's not one trick. So, you know, when she goes from a 4% play rate up to a 12% play rate, and at the same time, she's going up 10% win rate, you know, there's probably something going on there. So, talk about it, like I said, a lot. Be sure to check out the support tier list video. I think I talk about her for 10 or 15 minutes, but it's a lot of stuff. I think it's like Sona and Soraka getting nerfed so hard. It's tanks coming back into the meta. It's damage overall just slowing down so people don't get bursted out as hard because some of the all-in champs like Leona and Nautilus have lost some of their damage. A lot of the crit champions got nerfed. You don't see the triple crit cloak builder anymore. Stormrazor's been nerfed several times. So people are playing these slower scaling type of champions. Everybody's playing Ezreal and Vayne right now. And if you get a free pass in the laning phase, she's extremely difficult. It is possible? Or are you asking me, is it possible? I don't know if that's a question. But I don't know. My answer is it tells you, I'm pretty sure, in the terms and services, whatever, that you cannot use third-party programs. So I don't know. You'll have to ask a writer. I don't want to give you, like, an answer and not be, you know, my answer is I would err on the side of caution because, like I just explained, now if it's only you that can see it, that takes out the cheating portion of it, I believe, where it would make it difficult for other people to see skill shots and stuff. But you're also getting something for free that Riot wants you to pay for. Even though it's not the same skin, you're still getting the experience of having a custom skin for free. And I can almost guarantee you they do not want to sanction that, because if they allowed people to use that, they would lose a ton of money off of skins. off of the free skins that you get. And that's how they make their money. People don't pay to buy the game. They don't pay a subscription to the game. They make the vast majority of their money through the skins. So if you're hitting them in the wallet like that, if millions and millions of people started using that with no consequences, they would lose a ton of money. So that's how I would reason it. How, like, if I was, you know, putting myself in the shoes of Riot, that's how I would reason it. I would not say that, Prophet. Like I just said, if it's simulating something that Riot is selling, I don't think they're going to go for that. I mean, that's like walking into a restaurant and bringing outside food or something. Most places are not going to allow that, except for, like, maybe small children or, like, very, very specific circumstances. But they're not going to let you, like, walk into a really fine, you know, dining restaurant and just, like, get a table and just, you know, open up a bunch of McDonald's or something and start eating it. Because they want you spending money in their store, right? They don't want you bringing in someone else's merchandise into their store. I mean, that's what I think, you know. In general, people, you know, when they're selling something, they don't want you to do that. When I used to play Magic all the time in card shops and things like that, you know, the store owners, almost all of them would tell you cannot sell cards in the store because they, you know, they need those sales to keep the place open, right? So, I mean, nothing's going to stop you from going out in the parking lot potentially and doing some deals, or, like, meeting in a Walmart parking lot, or, you know, just doing business elsewhere. But, like, on that premise, it's also, I mean, I know it's cool. Like, the thing is that those skins that they're probably offering, those custom skins, probably are not normal skins in the game, so it's not the exact same product. But yeah, I mean, that's just how they're gonna see it, I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable going against Yuumi when I'm playing, like, a hard engaged champ like Rakan. I don't know, man. Like, I was banning her for a couple of days. Like, it's very difficult if it gets to late game to deal with her. Because it's really hard to blow her up. I only got blown up because I was kind of an idiot that second time and got caught out. And she just gives so much healing and just the speed. Like, the speed that she gives, they flatten it to 3 seconds, and it's a flat amount of movement speed at all ranks. So it doesn't decay anymore. So just, you know, and once you get a lot of AP, it gets to like 35% movement speed. Of course. I mean, here's the thing, and I'm not going to say that you should do this. I'm just going to state the obvious here. If only you see it, and you don't tell anyone in the game that you're doing it, and you're not streaming, is Riot going to be able to detect that? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm just telling you from a detection standpoint, you know, maybe you don't get detected there. But you're I can just tell you that you're probably doing something that's not, like, actually legal, like, illegal, where you, like, go to court, but it's, like, against a violation of their rules. But if they never see it, what are the odds of them never seeing it? It's like cheating on your taxes or something. Are they really going to audit you if you make, like, you know, $30,000 a year and you fudge, like, an itemized thing? You say that you donated $200 when you really donated $100.
You and me, we got this.
You know, are they actually going to audit you? Probably not. I'm not saying you should cheat on your taxes. I never have, but Riot probably can detect it. I don't know if there's an automated process where they detect it or not, but oh, I didn't read what they were saying. If If Vayne wanted to take Barrier or Cleanse or something, she could have, and I could have taken Heal. Ignite's going to be pretty worthless here because they're so long range. So it's up to you whether you think it's worth it or not. I don't know I don't know how good their automatic detection system is for that type of stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you're messing with company files, yeah, I don't think that it's if you're. I don't know. I mean, maybe it does mess with their files. I don't know. It's up to you. I personally would not risk it. But I don't care enough about those types of skins. Yeah, it's not worth it cheating on your taxes either. Just to gain a couple extra bucks. Because if they do decide to audit you, if you do something really stupid and they do audit you, it's just like, it could be jail time, but it's also, you know, you're going to get massive, massive fines.
Cats make great companions. Just ask my master. He disappeared under mysterious circumstances.
I guess Ignite can be potentially good for Olaf. It probably would have been better if I took Heal and Vayne took something like Barrier or Cleanse, but...
Do not drop me! Do not drop me!
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I mean, the last team was fairly normal. I mean, they had Pantheon. That's like an all-in kill lane, but the problem is they had Ezreal. Wait, what the fuck? What is activating this? Why am I getting pulled out? I did this yesterday, too.
Minions have spawned.
Joke. What do you mean?
A river!
What the hell's going on?
Book hates water.
Oh, the aim botting program. That's true.
I have no time for nonsense. Hitting me is like boxing with shadows.
Do not drop
I mean, we do have a Vayne. It's not insane, but... Yeah, I mean, if it's an account that really means a lot to you, if you have a lot of stuff on it, I wouldn't do it, especially. I mean, I never suggest anything that's like cheating or shit, you know, stuff like that. That's like... They're gonna get destroyed in this lane. Just kind of hoping to scale. Yeah, you picked Vayne into Caitlyn and Senna. I mean, I guess you first picked Vayne, so you didn't know they were gonna do that, but... Yeah, man. I mean, welcome to League of Legends, where when you play a champion that can't do anything for the first 20 minutes, bad things tend to happen in the laning phase. I am kind of sad, 'cause it feels like we're back into a Vayne Ezreal meta where there's like one or two like good ADCs, but everyone's playing Vayne and Ezreal. Because all the all caps people are telling them, oh, tanks are everywhere, they're back, you gotta play Vayne, she's OP. It's like, no, dude, she's not.
First blood. An ally has been slain.
Today we are destroyers. Where's my fishy fish dish?
Well, he did zone him out of quite a bit of stuff. Oh, she's trying to push this? Okay. I thought she was gonna try to zone. It's probably, we're not gonna be able to push it fast enough because Vayne has no wave clear. Bless. Wide open CS. Could have just tumbled and hit it. Yeah, they're gonna get it frozen like right outside their tower. Probably. They just zone us out with their like 5,000 range. Oh my god, dude. She's missing like literally wide open CS. Dude, you're gonna have to back up. What do you mean will I save? The stream's always saved, man. It's fine. No one's gonna hunt you down or report you or whatever. It doesn't matter, man. It's an honest question.
Look, sometimes I pretend you're just a nice, comfy box. What? That's a compliment.
I don't like the idea of Eternals. I mean, paying for stats feels pretty janky, but they need to find something else to monetize, probably. Because they're giving away, like, a bunch of stuff, too. Yeah, see, this is exactly what happened. We got frozen outside the tower. Now, we're not that far behind, but it is pushing into them, and it's going to be really hard for us to deal with their range.
You wanted a brave and powerful warrior by your side.
I can't go up there or they're going to know we're doing dragon, so we're just going to hang out here. No way. What? Oh, I thought we got him. Damn, I could have ignited. I thought we had him easy. Press the wrong button. Real. I might have to get boots just to like rotate around the map faster.
It's okay. We've got 6. Or was it 5?
An enemy has been slain.
I should have ignited the Senna. I thought we had him. I didn't want to risk his... She was at like 1 HP. And then she managed to just sneak off. Alright, Olaf's top. Should have probably just maxed heal in this lane, honestly. She walked away with like 1 HP. People. They're gonna get dragon. We should have just backed up beforehand, I guess. I feel like she should have knocked him back and forced him to ult. Like, if she just got right here, like, tumbled and then knocked him back this way, we may have had enough space.
Is it time to save the world again?
I should have switched over to sweeper too. I wasn't paying attention. I can't rotate. I really have to be in the river and I need to help TF with this seed.
An enemy has been slain.
I don't know if I go with him on a TF ult or not. We don't have a TF ult right now though.
Enemy killing spree.
He's just dead. Diving 50 towers. Did he miss that or get that? I think I poured in with him. Gonna learn my lesson and just go ahead and ignite her before she does something crazy and kills him.
An enemy has been slain.
Gonna get sniped out my luck, so I gotta be careful for that. But I'm not sure. Maybe he was afraid Aurelia would kill him or something. I don't really know. I need a bag. Dude, there's too many people there. They're all gonna be there, man. Okay, or he just runs out and kills everybody. That's fine, too.
I won't lose you, Book. Not after losing Master.
And this kind of just where everyone's just sort of running around YOLOing. Like, a lot of the top hit Yuumis don't get boots, but I don't know. I still feel like having some movement speed is really nice. Like, your E gives you so much more benefit. Yeah, the heal is absurdly expensive. But it's because you get refund every time you auto attack. But yeah, she's supposed to be gated by mana. If you take Presence of Mind and Mana Flow Band, it's not like that crazy though. But yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's a very powerful heal though, to be fair. It's not just the heal. It gives like a lot of extra attack speed and it gives a ton of move speed. Like it's pretty OP. I didn't get anything. Come on. What, Yuumi? Or Lee got it? I guess I should have pressed heal on Lee. I thought I did press heal to get him in there faster. No, I healed myself to get in there faster. Okay. I got it. That's just little tricks. Please don't get me kill jacks. Jax is strong. because Yumi's OP, Jolty.
Wherever you go, I go.
It is a little awkward because I'm splitting experience with him, but they're gonna have to send like 4 people, like almost literally everybody.
Float us that way.
I think they are actually gonna send everybody. We don't have any pressure in either lane. That was the wrong way to go. Oh, can I not ward while I'm attached? No, I got range. Yeah, the Wukong thing, I mean, this is what they did with Teemo last year. I don't like how they keep stuff on the PvE. I mean, I guess they want, like, extended, you know, practice with it or whatever, but... Nah, it's alright, Jolty, man. I don't know. And maybe my teams are just good. I mean, I'm not going to win like 100% on Yuumi. I was like, man, Jolty's going to hate this if I start playing Yuumi. It is pretty cool how it's like a Rakan-esque sort of thing. Don't want to use too much mana because that is really expensive. Although, see, with like Presence of Mind, right now I have like 1,500 mana. With Presence of Mind and Mana Flow Band. let's go ahead and ban Hydra. We don't think that champions like Jax are strong enough. And Shin told us that fighters are not good in Soloqueue, so let's go ahead and buff up Jackson, Fiora, and Camille. And Master Yi while we're at it. Tier is still not worth it, I don't think. Like, your mana is really not that much of an issue. I mean, early on it is, but like you saw, I have like 1,500 mana. And with Mana Flow banned, it's something like it gives you 1% of your... I mean, I was getting like 10 mana per second, if you look down there, with like the Athenes plus Frostfang plus Ardent Censer. And you're getting 250 mana from Ardent, or... Mana Flow band, and then you're getting like 500 mana from Presence of Mind. The mana doesn't seem like it's like that much of an issue. I mean, tier is just absolutely awful on like, unless it's a champ that like desperately needs like a 1 billion mana pool. You just spend so much mana, or you just spend so much gold for pure mana, and it's not even that much mana at the start. I mean, 850 gold, if that were just flat mana, would give you like 1,000 mana. Because I think gold is 1.4 each. Yeah, it would give you almost 1,200 flat mana. And tier starts off giving you what, like 250? Something like that. And then it only charges up to like 750 or something. I mean, it's one of the biggest scams in League of Legends. Like, you're literally paying for an item on completion that's 45%. I guess you get plus 750. So it does eventually go up to 1,000. How is it that efficient when it's... There's no way. How does that math work out? Oh, the refund gold. Okay, how... I mean, yeah, you do get some of that refund. I don't know. They're doing some funky math with the refunding. But, like, the main point is, like... Okay, so if you have an entire, like, early game mana pool... Hell, even a late game mana pool, right? If you have 1,000 mana and you get refunded 10%, you just totally empty your mana pool, get all of it refunded, it's worth 100 extra mana. You get like a refund of a refund of a refund, so there might be something that's like multiplicative in there. But either way, like, it's just a terrible item. And like, only champions that like desperately need it, like Cassiopeia, Rise, and things like that, can be good with that. And if you complete it, if you get to like Archangel's Staff and you get that fully charged, yes, that is very cost efficient at the end of the day, but you have to complete it. It's a 3,200 gold item, so like on a support, that's just too expensive. Same thing with Manamune. Once you get it fully completed, yes, it is cost efficient, but like early on, the tier is just bad, and it's really difficult to get. It's really difficult to get that much mana. There's other stuff you could be doing. If anything, I'd do Ludens, if you want to do something like that, because it at least has a bunch of ability power and some other stuff on it. Isn't that right, Sadie, you little mangy cat? My wife said the cat was looking mangy. It's like she has a terminal illness. Yeah, she's not going to be looking great. Hey, what's up, Hassan? Yeah. Okay, thanks, DM. Presence of mind, yeah, that's what most people do. Presence of mind cut down. Oh, that's alright, Evan. I don't know. You can't, I don't think you can donate a champion directly.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
We'll see. I mean, we might be walking into Blitzcrank here. I think it has to be like RP, and then I buy the champ. But I guess they would cost different amounts. I'm not sure. I was thinking like it'd be fun to try like Karthus Jungle maybe, but I don't know. I'd have to reflect on it.
You and me, we got this.
I mean, I'll have to look. Some of them are on sale and things like that. I think most of them are like $9.75 RP. There might be less. I think there's a package that has a bunch of stuff in it too, but I don't remember how much that is. It's like a pretty good bargain, but I don't remember how many good champs are in that or not. Can you gift champs? You might be able to gift champs still. You can't gift blue essence, but maybe you can gift champs. Okay, well, if Caitlyn doesn't want to go barrier... Let's support Shaco. Okay. Wait a second. Yeah, you did. Oh, okay. You did gift me the champ. That's right. You gifted me Senna straight up. I remember that now, yeah. Okay, so you can gift me a champ. Okay, while we're waiting for a second, let me see. I can climb as ADC. I'm going to play Cassiopeia or Vladimir, though. Yeah, that's probably what I'll start off doing on my Smurf when I get that up to speed. I'd like to get to Diamond 4, for, like, just get back to Diamond first, and then I can go a little bit harder on the Smurf, if people want to see that. So, like, Karthus would be fun. I think I would try Karthus Jungle. I don't know. I'm going to have to research and see if it's still good or not. I know there have been, like, Tyler 1's been playing it a lot. Who else? I think Jolty's requested that I play Yasuo a lot, so that's his favorite champ. I'm just kidding about the Yasuo. I'm just trying to troll Jolty as much as possible. I mean, things like Yasuo, Riven, and Fiora, like, those would be fun, but I would lose a lot of games trying to figure them out. Vayne is fun, and she can, like, 1v9, potentially, but she's just so terrible in lane. Ori might be interesting. I don't know if she has quite enough firepower. Like, sustained damage. Ryze could be good, but he's cheap. Azir could be interesting. Trolled him with the Yuumi win already. That's the second Yuumi win. It was 2 in a row. Play Eve. I think I actually own Eve on the account. I think that I did. That's one of the champions that I did buy. What does that even mean, Doc? Kind of spicy, but what kind of marinara sauce are we talking about? I already have Ezreal. I could get Veigar for Carlos, yeah. Veigar ADC could be alright. I don't know, man. Just, I guess you can get the champ with blue as well. Do you have to buy the champ with RP and then donate the bot champ? Is that how it works? Wings, or does it? That's probably how it works, right? You can't get it with blue essence and then hand it over. I can click on the champ and see. I think just like $10 for 975 RP is fine. I mean, I don't want to have you give me all these champs and then I just like barely play most of them. You know what I mean? If you want to hook it up with a cash donation, though, to me directly, I'll definitely find a use for that. I'll buy Rory a bunch of candy. She's kind of been on this candy kick lately. Surprise, surprise. Oh, you don't have the game to download it. Meh. Okay, yeah. Well, if you don't have the game downloaded, you'd have to download it to directly donate the skin. Or, you know, if you donate me the money, then I, you know, and you tell me to use it specifically for that purpose, I will use it for that purpose. $10 would get me one champ for sure. It might even get me more. I know candy's bad. I'm trying to get her. We're mixing in some berries. Like, my wife likes just eating like these little chocolate chips. And so Rory really likes the chocolate chips, but now I give her like some chocolate chips with some blueberries, some chocolate chips with strawberries, because fruit's pretty sweet too, but it's a lot healthier. Huh. Oh lord. Are we really going mid Ezreal? I can't dodge, it's a series. We do have Jarvan for engage.
You and me, we got this.
Yeah, this is my worst nightmare. Vayne ADC, Ezreal mid. I mean, they nerfed his AP ratios, like, tremendously, I'm pretty sure, right? Isn't it like a 0.15 ratio on his Q? That's not much better, Kaisa. Maybe a little bit. I think this is probably the best setup. Like, you want to give me the heal, because I'm going to get the plus healing and shielding. Okay, cleanse is fine, too, if they use it. Hey, thanks, Evan. I appreciate it, buddy. Alright, I'll think about it off stream and get something. Chad. I do need to play Senna some, because I know Wings donated Senna a couple of days ago. That can work. I don't know if Jolty was here for that analogy. I thought that was pretty funny. I don't even know what that means.
Who's ready to risk our lives?
I'm pretty sure I've eaten some expired marinara. It was okay. Actually, to be honest, I do not eat expired stuff. I'm always like a freaking strickler for that expiration date or the sell-by date even. My wife's like, it's a suggestion. I'm like, no, it is a steadfast rule. I was like, I'm not risking getting sick off of just random sauce or whatever's in the fridge. My wife's like, just smell it. If it smells good, it's good. I'm like, no, you can eat it. I'm not eating it. I don't care what it is. I hate being sick. Like, I'm not risking it. If it's like there's a 2% extra chance you might get sick off of this, I'm like, nope.
Book hates water.
I mean, I'm sure no one loves being sick, but I am extremely risk averse to things that would make me sick potentially. I'm not like a mega hypochondriac. Like, I don't like bleach the floor every day.
Don't tell
but
anyone, but
I will swallow your soul. This is for you to get Eternals for Veigar, but if you want to wait until you collected 5,800 RP to get the Season 1 pass.
Veigar. I could get, I'll have to look at the cost of it. I could get Veigar on this Smurf. I know that Carlos would love Veigar. I could use Evan's donation to get Veigar. She's definitely from the south. Well, her grandma is kind of like that. She eats anything.
wherever you go.
My daughter, actually, we went to the restaurant earlier today. Yeah, just let him push in. It's fine. My daughter was actually eating the lemon from the tea that we had. Like, just straight up, stone cold. Oh my god. Then she started like dunking it in ketchup and eating it.
Get another champ or skin while you're at it.
Oh, thanks so much, man. Holy crap. Did she ever get CC'd? I guess Narda's jumped on her.
Fishy fish for my dishy dishy dish.
Pretty sure it's pushing towards us. I could go back and buy. Probably should.
Book, float us that away.
Stronger together. That's one.
Damn, Callista's got 2 kills. It's not good. Dude, no! Oh my god, why didn't you just go for the hook dodge? God, just dodge the hook, man. Like, I could have freaking queued. There's 100% chance you die. All he had to do was just queue, like, or just dodge. That makes me sad. I should have just bailed. As soon as she started running the other way, I should have just hopped off immediately and just kept running towards the tower. Callista is really good.
I've read all of
I think
them.
she's S tier. I have her top 5. I explained it for like 15 or 20 minutes on my last ADC tier list video.
An enemy has been slain.
There's a lot of stuff in the meta that's changed. It's made her really good. I mean, everybody can point out the problem with Yuumi. Like, I should have hopped off. That was a player error. Well, yeah, but you gotta leave when they're doing stupid crap like that. You gotta get off and leave and don't go along with it. You know, you should not play Callista support. And you do what you want, but that's not a good idea. If you're intending to win games. It's like there are basically 3 champs that are just like absolutely atrocious in the bottom lane, and we like have one on our team every game. Ezreal, Vayne, and Kai'Sa. All of them just have no early game whatsoever. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed it. Yeah, S tier for ADC, man. Obviously not for support. I mean, it's up to you, dude. You play it if you want to. I mean, no one's gonna stop you. I think most people probably understood I meant as ADC.
An ally has been slain.
The expert stalks the battlefield.
God, we're down like 50 CS, dude. That's the first time I've seen her use the cleanse, too. Kai'Sa's not really strong, dude. Hold on, you think Kallista's weak and Kai'Sa's strong? Kai'Sa's horrible right now. She doesn't have a build path. Like, she has to go the tier build because they nerfed the Stormrazor build, where she can't evolve with it. And tier is just so slow and so awful. I mean, I could understand why you might think Kallista's bad, because she has been bad for such a long time, but I mean, the times are changing with a lot of champions. You know, Ornn was bad for a long time. Kalista was bad for a long time. Yuumi was bad for a long time. Well, Yumi's bad for a while. I know better. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's auto-filled or something. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. Who on our team is doing well? Like Jarvan, I guess, sort of. Wait, how did Thresh not die? He just stopped autoing. He was at like 80% health and he just stopped autoing. What? Yeah, Kai'Sa could have ulted over there when I got the root on him also. I mean, this person is probably... I don't know. Their name is Final Hour, but they picked Kai'Sa. I don't know why they wouldn't just play. I think that Vayne is probably better than Kai'Sa. At least Vayne doesn't have to get tier. The person is probably much more familiar with Vayne than Kai'Sa based on her name. But yeah, I mean, she could have ulted over there and queued, and we would have been able to clean all that up, probably, if he went over, but... Yeah, I've played with... There's a lot of recycled people that I've played with before. This wasn't game 3, 100% would have dodged. But I mean, it's possible we could still win. We do at least scale with Yuumi. Tryndamere is doing alright.
Or a bug. Or a fish.
Oh, he wanted the plate. As Yuumi speed up and his own E. Dead, probably. Yeah, dead. Why are you pinging me, dude? Why would you go in on that? Tries to dive a full health Callista with the Thresh sitting right there, pings me because he gets blown up.
It's okay. We've got 6 left.
An
Oh,
enemy
5.
is legendary.
That's funny one, but I love hugs.
I mean, the scaling is part of evolving, like, that's, but yeah, I mean, it's, like, Kaisa does kind of scale, I mean, it's just, it's not enough, though. Like, it takes way too long to come online. She has to waste 850 gold early. It's just like, tier is just really bad, and we have 2 tier champions. How did that burn him out? Did he have Dark Harvest? How'd that last tick burn him out? Yeah, let's just get rid of this. Let's just get out of here. The bot and mid are 2 and 9.
Rubbing my head on you means you're mine.
Yeah, I gotta get the boots because people just don't macro and I need to just rotate. I mean, Ionians aren't terrible because you do have 2 combat sums. Hey, thanks to Cruz. You do have 2 combat sums, and like you do still have to move to go ward, and you do have very strong cooldowns that are like, the CDR is like good on you, but I don't know. I've just felt like I needed to rotate a lot more. I don't know. we just ran into a bunch of people that don't know what they do on the champs. It's fine. No, I wouldn't run Gargoyle. You shouldn't need it. I mean, there might be some circumstances where you do, but you should have the mobility, and you should just be better at positioning to where you don't need that. Like, you have so much mobility. You know, if you feel like you need Gargoyle on Rakan, you probably just need to play like Leona or Nautilus most of the time. Yeah, that must be it, Azrael. You almost had, if you weren't getting camped, you would have had him, man. You're pretty close. $14-1. Jesus. I think support's fine. I mean, why would it need an overhaul? What do you think, like, isn't working? Nah, they don't scale. I mean, Nautilus and Leona can be alright, but if you're behind, it feels really bad. I'd rather just play Rakan if I want to play the engage. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, with Rakan, one of the things that makes him so strong is you don't have to get that many resistances. You get some, but you have the option of getting stuff like a Shirelia's, getting stuff like a, you know, an Ardent Sensor or a Redemption if you need it, you know, so that you can help your team. Whereas, you know, someone like Leona and Nautilus, they don't make really good use of that stuff, and they have to get, like, way tankier things like Stoneplate because they don't have as much mobility. I think the support has some of the most diverse items on their champs of any role. I mean, try playing ADC if you want a lack of diversity in items. I mean, almost every ADC has the same items. There are some that are different. You know, there's on-hit version and crit champs and stuff like that. But whatever your champ is, it's almost always the same, like, first 2 items, oftentimes first 3 items.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
I think that a lot of times supports have some of the most diverse items of any role out there. Don't want to play Yuumi into Leona. There's no way in hell I'm going to pick Euteric jungle. Oh my god, please. Unless it's like Yi middle. They ban Yi.
Let's dance.
No, they don't. I mean, you can play tanks right now as ADC, but yeah, that's something that they don't want to do. I mean, they experimented with that with Urgot. They want, like, the AD carry role to primarily be played by ranged marksmen. Well, there's just not a good diversity in ADC items. There's some with some ADCs, but I mean, even on most enchanters, you have the option of Mikhail's, Shirelia's, Redemption, Ardent Sensor. You know, all of those things can kind of be bought interchangeably in different situations, depending on what's going on with most enchanters. Then did I say Athene's, Ardent, Shirelia's, Redemption. So yeah, I mean, those are 4 really common items. Hey, thanks, I appreciate it, Skylar. And there are other, you know, some champs like Rakan can even get, like, Zeke's Guardian, or, Knight's Vow, Gargoyle Stoneplate. Now, some of the tanks have a little bit less. we'll keep it this way, I suppose. Why Taric jungle? I don't know. He's a Taric main. Says he's a jungle main. I don't know. Seems kind of bad, but I mean Cassio does do huge damage if we just play around the Cassio. And I can get a Shirelias for Taric. I mean, that'll be pretty good on Taric and Cassio. I mean, I think I've lost to a Taric jungle before. I was kind of like laughing at it the first time. I don't necessarily think it's awesome, probably, but I mean, if the dude plays it a lot, I'd rather him play something that he's actually like really experienced on than play something he doesn't know how to play. So he got to this rank by basically one-tricking Taric jungle, so there's something going on with it.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I may not fully understand it, but that's okay as long as it works. Does Victor beat Cass? I'm not sure.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, Rakan. Get them watching you. Then you burn them up.
They're not doing a funnel with Taric. It's just a straight up Taric jungle. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Like with the tanks, you know, a lot of tanks you're gonna rush. Probably Zeke's, Gargoyle, Knight's Vow. Like the tanks have a little bit less itemization stuff. But that's how it is. Like most champs have like 1 or 2 core items they almost always have to get, and then like kind of a utility item that you can get later on. There are very few champs that have multiple build paths. There are some. I mean, Rakan's one who can get a bunch of different things, but I mean, more items in general, I think, is probably a good thing. One thing I would like to see more are macro items, but they don't like those in the game. So, like Banner, Zeke, stuff that can create wave pressure. I guess they think it's too good in Pro. Is he getting both of them? Is he actually going to get both? Holy crap, he got both of them. Jesus. Okay, that's pretty OP. Level 1. Counter jungle, like 2 of their most valuable camps. Teleport back to lane. Barely missed any CS.
It's magic that's wild. I'm just
Okay, we gotta get aggressive here. This guy wants to party. I was so impressed by the Scion, I wasn't really like gesturing or posturing as aggressively as I could. They're probably, if they're paying attention, they're gonna know he took that blue. I don't think it tells him if there's an execute though. Rammus might be here. Yeah, he's here.
An enemy has been slain.
I think they underestimate my charm. How is that even possible?
I guess I could have just shielded and then W'd instead. I thought I was gonna get out. Who got it? How did Kate get that? I guess she hit me with a Q or something. That was rough. How many camps did he do? 3.
If it don't get out of control,
I knew he was probably gonna be there. It's fine if you just get lightly timed. I'm not sure what Carlos said. This is game 3 of promos. Oh, you're saying what game is this in general? This is League of Legends. I don't know if you mean like what's my LP or what's the game.
Talk about treaties.
This is League of Legends, popular competitive online MOBA. You can talk about other stuff in here if you want though. If you're not familiar with League or you just want to come hang out. We have some people that come here and don't even play League anymore. They just like to hang out with the community. We have a very chill, like friendly community. You just want to socialize about stuff. Just not politics, religion, you know, the standard stuff that gets people too riled up. But other than that, talk about movies, current events, other games. I talk about other like random stuff sometimes too. Okay, man. Well, thanks for stopping by, I suppose.
You're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't.
Oh, that was a nice stand aside, though. Okay. Would have been nice if he hit that the first time Leona engaged, but maybe he hadn't skilled it up yet. I'm not sure.
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love it.
Yeah, they could do dragon if they see Tarek top.
They want us in cages. We will.
Wow, she didn't even... Did she headshot me? I don't even think she headshotted me. I'm not sure. It depends, Kesserect. Backseat gaming is also not a thing. That it depends on how it's done. Like, even if someone is cordial, if they're like, you know, like non-stop critiquing my gameplay and making like unsolicited suggestions, like that can get kind of annoying for both me and viewers. So it's not just that as long as you're friendly, anything goes, you know, as long as you're not cussing people out. I mean, some occasional suggestions, have you thought about this or have you thought about that, is fine, you know, that's good, but... Jesus Christ, this Tarek pick is a freaking disaster. If that was just Zach.
If Zaya says someone has to die, they die.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, don't lawyer, you know,
I feel like my allies
just
aren't
don't try to
recognizing
lawyer
how
your way into it. Just be like a
amazing
good,
my
reasonable,
serious.
you know, viewer. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't belittle other people. Don't, like, excessively cuss a lot. You know, just be a polite, like, you know, decent person. I mean, I would, like, I know common sense is, like, not kind of a nonsensical word, but, you know, don't be too litigious about it. Don't just say, okay, you know, where can I step on lines? I'm not saying you're doing that, but, you know, there's always going to be some gray area in interpretation. It's not like a legal contract or anything. Like, I'm sure someone could think of something that would probably not be great for the channel that we've never encountered before, that I've never mentioned before, you know what I mean? Just be like a good, you know, cool viewer in good faith and stuff like that, and it'll be fine. That was nice. I guess Caitlyn DC'd, or she's typing a lot. I'm not really sure, but we needed that. How much did Draven get off of that? He got quite a bit, I think. Ramus is going to be around here, probably.
Shut down.
Why Tarek jungle? I don't know, man. That's just what he plays. His third game of the series. We can't dodge. He does have a good win rate on it. I mean, it's probably good at team fighting late game, but I don't know. I don't think he's trolling. I mean, like, he legit plays that every game, I'm pretty sure. Like, jungle's his main role, and he's like, you know, 70% of his games are on Tarek, so... Some people just like to play weird stuff, man. We gotta get out of here. Ramus gank right now would be catastrophic.
The world isn't about collecting stuff. It's It's about seeing stuff.
Well, don't promote other games too. I mean, if you just ended up in here just randomly, like YouTube suggested it to you or something, and you just ended up here, you know, that's one thing. But don't come in and like, and you just want to talk about another game, that's fine. But like, don't do too much like telling people to go play other games. I mean, if you want to talk about another game, that's fine. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like no channel is going to want someone to come in and tell them to like go off the channel to go do something else extensively, you know what I mean?
Long ago, our kind danced upon the mountains like flames.
But if you want to talk about other games, that's fine. So I'm just like, no one's really sure what your purpose is. We haven't seen you, but like if you just ended up here, you like it got recommended or something, and you don't watch this game, and you really like another game, and you want to talk about it, that's fine. You know, it's all about kind of tact there.
An enemy has been slain.
But you know, not to the effect of stop. You know, something to the akin of like stop watching this game. You know, go watch another game, that type of thing. Not to say that you're fully doing that. I can't really tell like what the intent is, but she missed the stun on him. Okay, she's gonna get triple here, I think. She should be able to kite him out. Maybe Quadra? She doesn't have her ult.
Daya! Hey! Damn, where is she? I hate it when she...
Oh, come on, man. Dude, you're screwing.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's so bad for the tank to take all that CS. It's gonna hurt Draven. Like, we're already, I mean, I guess we're not down that much, but we just lost a wave of experience. Bro, walk back up there. Like, I guess Dragon's up in 50 seconds. Like, I really don't like TPing or running down here randomly like that if you don't have TP, because that just gave Gangplank a lot of free time on that tower, and Dragon's not even up. I mean, I guess Dragon's gonna be up in a minute, but I'm just dead, aren't I? So stupid. We just threw that so hard. They're gonna get Dragon off of it. Like, why would you try to randomly dive a Leona with Aftershock? With, like, probably 200 armor.
They ain't seen moves like mine.
I got suckered into it. I'm dying way too much this game. Rammus is very good potentially against Rakan. That point click. What's out of date about Nightbot?
Turret plating will soon fall.
I mean, you can see what the banned words are if you want to, but once again, it's interpretive. Like, some people could say something metaphorically that's not in the banned word list, once again, that would still be considered, you know, not suitable for the channel. Right? Like, just because it's not an official banned word doesn't mean that it would be something that it's like, it's all good. I just don't worry about it, man. Like, if you accidentally say something that's on the banned word list, it'll tell you, and you're just timed out for 5 seconds, so it's not like it's not a huge deal. I have to have, first of all, I like a friendly community, but in general, I have to have a more strict sort of channel etiquette as well, because I'm a college professor, and, you know, even though I don't directly tie this with my university job, it is always implicitly tied with my job. because that's just how it is. All aspects of your life are part of your professionalization in 2020, you know? So anything that's said here could potentially, you know, people could see me as representing the university in some way. Dude, we're not killing Victor. We're all gonna get kited and die. So that, I mean, that's why. It's not like I'm trying to destroy everyone's freedom of speech, you know, or anything like that. It's just, that's just what's expected in a professional atmosphere a lot of times. You know, sometimes I say some stuff that's, you know, a little late night on the stream. Have a little late night fun. Sometimes I slip up and cuss every now and then. That's fine. But, you know.
Moves right. Time to show it.
Tuzliak. What it? Tuzliak. Nice cap. Yeah, it's not really a nice cap. My hair is just kind of gross today because I've been running around all day with my daughter and I didn't have time to take another shower before the stream. I always take one in the morning, but sometimes it's been a long day. I don't want to swag on him. Nah, I pinged it first. I pinged myself. No, I'm not gonna dab penguin him after KSing him. The thing was, I didn't know if Rammus was gonna roll up or like just what was gonna happen, and I honestly didn't think that was gonna kill him, the W. But I probably should have just handed it over to him. I mean, oh my god, he got Blather and King on Draven? What the hell? Okay, maybe I should have taken it from him. Yeah, that definitely was a KS. We've been getting, like, Rammus is here. Rammus is in my head, man. Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge is possibly viable, maybe even Stormrazor. I mean, I assume he got that so he can kite better, like try to kite the, but you're not kiting the Rammus anyways, you know, like, you might as well just try to lifesteal through him, or just get a Bloodthirster and a Quicksilver Sash, like that would have been a better use of stuff.
I stop being sad and be awesome instead. True story.
Yeah, you just really don't want Blade. Like, Blade is for champions that have special on-hit interactions and are either going to get Hurricane or Gensu's or both. Because you don't get a lot of value out of just Blade. Like, you have to have other special stuff with it, so you can trigger it multiple times. Or it's not going to be worth it. In general. No. Yeah, Draven also really wants a lot of just flat AD. That Tarek scared me. Okay. No, he's getting Infinity Edge next. I mean, he just doesn't know how item math works, I think, and, you know, I assume it's probably because he just wanted better kiting against Rammus, but like I said, you can't really kite him. Once Rammus gets on you and taunts and gets that Earthquake going, you're gonna be stun locked. Might just go Redemption since we have so many tanks. Is Tarek's not getting Redemption, is he? No, I think he's getting Spirit Massage.
I'm gonna take all they got, then laugh as I throw it away.
Just letting Tarek know I'm getting that. Oh, Vork active, 2 Conquer stacks. It's true.
Promises.
I don't know. Maybe it's good. Mathematically, I don't think it's good. Draven wants a lot of flat AD because his Q scales really hard off of flat AD. It's basically you get double value out of your AD. That's why he gets Bloodthirster and it lifesteals. So you want flat AD and a lot of lifesteal with Bloodthirster. We don't have Draven. I don't. Do we want this? Okay, so now it's just unkillable with Tarek. Do Baron? Yeah, we got Cass. Cassio's like, if not the fastest Baron taker, like, she's on the list. The Scion's playing pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. That, you know, rolling down bottom and taking a lot of Draven's farm was kind of questionable, but hey, if Draven's taking Vork, he's kind of asking for it. Is Tarek jungle a thing? I'm not gonna recommend it to people. I mean, the guy wins on it a lot, but I don't know. Sometimes there are just special circumstances where people are just good with certain things. You know, that doesn't mean everybody should do it. I mean, who was that? Wilt? Was that, no, it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the Skyhook. You know, you're not going to recommend Skyhook to everybody.
Magic.
So I don't know. It seems to work for him statistically. I think the main reason we're winning this game is because we have a big tank line with a lot of CC, and Cassiopeia is really OP, and that player on Cassiopeia is pretty good on her too. So I think that's really what it's coming down to. I mean, this style of comp, though, where you have basically Cassiopeia with 2 tanks and like a utility support is... Okay. That works too. Get him, Raven? I think it's the Blather and King's Raven, honestly, that's winning it. I don't want to shield her because then I would end up in the pool. What was that about Victor hard countering Cass? Well, his objective control is not that. I mean, the guy's positioning, like I said, this player was playing pretty well as a jungler, but Tarek in general does not like take dragons or barons really quickly. But you know, he was trying to be in the right place at the right time. It got a little awkward in bot lane a few times until Cassio came down there and got the triple kill cleanup. This guy's like trying to blame something else. It's like, dude, you're 1-8. You got caught out alone at least 3 times that I can remember. Like, that's... I mean, you can't blame anyone else, right? Like, you're pushed out to river when you don't have a tier 2 tower, and you know the enemy team just got Baron and they're going to be pushing. Like, I don't know. He got caught and solo killed several times. I mean, there's no way... Okay, Carlos. Sorry about that, buddy. We'll get that in here soon. Yeah, no problem, Tesseract. All right, I can do one more game. I want to do one on the Smurf just so I can play I kind of want to play a Cassiopeia game and see if we can get a win of the day here and just kind of switch it up a little bit. I do appreciate that we have a ton of viewers. Hopefully we can get it back tomorrow night, but I do have like a big stack of papers. I'm probably just not going to go probably just not going to go to sleep tonight and stay up and grade these papers. But I can do one more game. No, they can't. I've had them waiting too long. I've already pushed it back, like, almost, like, by tomorrow. It will be a week after I told them it was going to come in. It's got to be in tomorrow. I mean, it's already, like, they turned in their next paper. Like, they've turned in their paper 3, and I still haven't finished their paper 2 grades. A lot of them won't show up, you're right about that, but I mean, it's still, like, some of them do care. I mean, the thing is, it can be a little late because I give them an opportunity to revise anything, so even if it's not, like, an amazing grade, if they want to, and they can just keep doing revisions. No one takes me up on that, but if someone comes in, you know, they get a C on an essay, they didn't understand the prompt, if they had a chemistry test or a physics test or some other crazy stuff going on that week, and, you know, they're just honest with me. They're like, hey, I didn't do the best that I could. I think I can do a lot better. They do better. Maybe they still don't get the grade they want. Maybe they write it. They do the best they can. You know, maybe they get a B on it or something. You know, they do some more revisions. They turn it back in. You know, they get an A-, something like that. If they just keep working and keep improving their writing, you know, I'll keep moving their grade up a little bit. I mean, there are limits to that. But no one ever does that. Hey, thanks, Matt. But the option's there, so I don't feel as bad about taking a little bit longer to turn stuff back into them. But at the same time, you know, the papers have to get back. And our department head said that, you know, he really wants us, you know, trying to aim for about 2 weeks on the return. And I'm already past that deadline, so I need to get it in. Although, you know, like I said, I'd love to just stay here and, you know, keep playing all night, but my wife said just have the daughter grade them before. Just grade it in crayon, just print them out. Just have the daughter grade them in crayon. Or the staircase solution, that's what people have said. Just grab a big stack of papers and just throw them down the staircase. And then just like the 5 highest ones on the staircase get an A, then the next 5 get a B, then the next 5 get a C, and just go down like that. That Scion was pretty pimpin'. He did play that very well. Now, let's see if I can get our win of the day. That way, if I do manage to get back to Diamond, and I think I thanked Matt for the sub. If we can get the Smurf up and I can get back to Diamond on the main, I can play some off-roll stuff that people want for some variety, some Cassiopeia or some jungle or whatever. Keep donating so I can do this full-time. Well, there's a long way to go on that. You know what? I would still teach, like, if it was basically free. I mean, to be honest, it is almost free. Like, it's not quite literally free, but some, especially at this other smaller college that I taught at, I taught one class last semester, it's borderline free. Like, the university kept, I think it was like 96%, it might have even been more, of the tuition, like, prorated per class. So, like, what the students pay to take just my class out of their tuition, the university keeps 96% of it. I get 4%. I'm not sure if I got that off in time. Now, the current place where I teach, where the tuition's a little bit lower, it's not that bad, but it's still over 90%, I'm sure. I mean, what is it actually? I'm kind of curious now. Let me do some math here while we're in the loading screen. Assume students are taking 5 classes. We'll call it just tuition, not board. Like what they make off the dorms and stuff like that. Oh, okay, yeah, I was like, wait a minute. No, okay, it's similar. Yeah, it's, they keep 92.5%. What happens with the 96%, you might ask? Well, it pays for lawn keeping. It pays for fancy brick on the sidewalks. It pays for lazy rivers in the dorms. I shit you not, I'm pretty sure one of the dorms, I haven't been in a freshman dorm in a long time, but I'm pretty sure one of these new ones has like a lazy river in it. It pays for marketing. It pays for like 5 levels of administrators that overlook. So you have like one administrator for the department, then you have another one that like overlooks the department, then another one that overlooks that person, then another one that overlooks that person, then another one that overlooks that person. Like, I'm not sure how far the chain of command goes. The athletics, you know, to be fair, I used to think that a lot when I was undergrad. The school that I attend does draw a lot of money for athletics, but it does support itself. I've had people that have been involved in the athletics department that have, my friend's dad ran one of the local arenas, or he ran several arenas.
Summoner's Rift.
So he had a really good inside like scoop on financing and like what goes into different things. And the athletics department actually does support itself with its own ticket sales. Like it doesn't get, it's a totally separate thing from the university. So it sounds like, you know, when they get these crazy new renovations and all this fancy crap and they're paying the football coach, you know, millions of dollars or whatever, you know, that sounds really bad. But they pay for all of it with all of their ticket sales and, you know, jackets and caps and their branding, TV deals, all of this stuff. So it is self-sustaining. I know, Evan, but I just want to say that because I used to be really like kind of resentful of that when I was an undergrad. I was like, because I don't know. I mean, football's okay, but people are real serious about football around here, and I just really didn't care that much. But I used to think that it was a waste, but it's really not, because they do pay for it themselves. So, and they probably even give some back to the university for it. And to be a lot of the athletes that I see, a lot of athletes aren't even like the football people. It's like, I don't know, track people or soccer people or whatever. The athletes, not every time. I have had a couple of bad athletes, but in general, most athletes that I've had are actually like pretty good students for like an entry-level English class, because really all you have to do to be like okay, or at least to pass the class, is like just show up and turn your work in. And they really write them at my university. Like they check them. They have us like fill out reports on them every few weeks to make sure they're showing up to class and that they're passing. And if they don't, you know, they get them tutors. They might bench them. I don't know what all they do to them, but they try everything they can to get the athletes to actually succeed in the classes. So they've come a long ways with that from when I used to be an undergrad. So the athletes are actually typically pretty good. Like they're not going to be like, oftentimes not like your ultra high performing, you know, highest grade in the class students, but they almost always get like a pretty good grade, just because they do the work.
Patience, darling.
And they're kind of used to working hard. I mean, a lot of times they're tired, they have long hours, all that stuff, but they're like used to work, right? Like they're used to discipline because of the sports and things like that. Army people are also usually really good for that same reason. They have discipline. Both like vets and like students that are involved in ROTC and stuff like that.
First blood. An ally has been slain.
American football is what I'm talking about. Not football or, you know, international. They don't give out, that's like soccer is what they call it in America. And it's not really like, they don't give out that many scholarships. I think soccer's starting to become a bigger thing. You know, America, they got to call everything something different. I mean, I love America, but it is kind of goofy. It's kind of funny how it's like we always have a different system for everything. Just like rebellious since our very foundation, had to do stuff differently. Yeah, so that's what it goes towards. To be fair, like a lot of people at the university do not think it's fair, like how much they pay adjuncts and things like that. And the one that I'm currently at is actively trying to help that situation out to make it better. And my university is way better about it than other ones that I've worked at, in terms of trying to like hook up the adjuncts, the non-tenured track people, to get close to a livable wage, but it's a long ways off. But I respect them for trying to make some changes. Just the whole university system's pretty broken. Like students are paying too much. Most teachers are not getting paid enough. And when I say like not getting paid enough, I mean like exponentially less than a high school teacher. Teach at a university as an adjunct. Maybe not exponential, might be a strong word, but like significant. But that's fine. I mean, you know, like I said, I'd probably do it even if it was free. I just really like doing it. So even if I did, you know, make $1 million off of YouTube or whatever, I'd still probably do it. I don't know if we can disrupt this or not. I mean, is there... taking a lot of damage. That's bad. If I didn't get hooked there, because they take a lot of damage from Water Dragon. Get the dude that's at 2 health. What? Okay. Well, I may have just gotten us all killed. If I dodged that hook, I think we could have potentially turned that around.
An ally has been slain.
But I screwed up and didn't dodge the hook.
Think what I could offer.
We did stop Dragon, and we basically traded like 1 for 1 or 1 for 2 or something, which is probably worth stopping Dragon. No, I accidentally clicked the wrong way. No! So close. Yeah, he's really fed now, though. All the janitors and secretaries make more than the adjuncts. I mean, not that they don't work hard and they don't deserve the money, but that's just some perspective. Make more than the people that have PhDs that are teaching in front of the class. I explained it earlier. I mean, I think she's really good in this meta right now. Just check out my support tier list video that I'm going to release tomorrow. I explained quite a bit of it. It is pushing in, so I'm gonna have to.
An ally has been slain.
I don't have the mana to kill that. My tier's not charged enough yet. It's not a no-skill champ, dude. I mean, there are very few no-skill champs that have like a 48% win rate. Like, that was one of the biggest, like, misrepresentations of a champion when she was released. I mean, that's a subjective statement, right? Like, there's no way I can prove to you whether something is skill or not, but I can tell you there are a lot of bad Yuumis out there. Like, the thing is, like, figuring out when to jump off, when to jump back on, how to position in order to get your mana costs down, like, who you're going to buff up, who you're not going to buff up. Like, there's a lot of, like, tricky stuff with her. I don't think she's as hard to play as something like Thresh, but she's certainly not no skill. Like, there are several champs that are way easier to play.
An ally has been slain.
At least that's how I see it. Okay.
Double kill.
I'll take it. Like I said, there's not really a point having an argument about whether a champ is like skill or no skill, because it's going to be subjective to some extent. Oh god. Dude, please don't give him a kill just because you missed. I don't know about that, Dylan. Like, there's a lot of stuff that she does that's fairly unique. I mean, the fact that she is untargetable later on does make it very difficult to assassinate her. Like, the hitbox on her ult is huge. She has a big heal that also buffs attack speed now. Her itemization is really strong. Pretty versatile in who you play around because she gives movement speed and she has plus healing and shielding and the attack speed and steroid, so you can like play around the AD carry, you can play around like Set or Darius. We can still come back and win this. Get a couple of bush catches. He's going for the Comet build too. Everybody just missing everything.
I'll be back soon. Miss me.
Okay, I've got TP. I think I'm just gonna. It's so long to wait for 90 gold, but I do have TP, so I think I'm just gonna wait it out. Feels pretty terrible, but Lux is backing anyways. I mean, this is literally the only game tonight that I've played on my Smurf. Like, I played 4 or 5 other games not on the Smurf. Well, I've been getting dodge timers, but also, you know, usually I play like maybe 1 game a night. Just to mix it up so I can play something other than like Rakan. Also, I mean, to mix it up, but also I want to level it up so that I can play, you know, a variety of stuff. Also in a ranked game. But then, yeah, for dodge timers, like Dylan said, that's a thing too. But then, like, I don't usually play that much unless it's viewers night or unless I have a lot of dodges in a night. Hey, thanks, Carlos. See you, buddy. I don't want to go that way. Yeah, because they can already there like that. Yeah, I do need to update the thing. Sure, I did forget about that. Talking about other random stuff. The W on him faster. I didn't think about him flashing that. Oh, he went north, huh? Okay, we can maybe get the Varus. He doesn't have his ult.
An enemy has been slain.
Missed so many cannons. Having a really bad CS game. Yeah, I should have miasmed the Thresh earlier so he couldn't flash.
Has been destroyed.
Well, I don't know, man. I guess you're just getting on at the wrong times. Or at weird times, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So I've been playing majority on my ranked, unless it's Sunday night. I suppose, you know, you're just getting on at the time whenever I play it, I suppose. it's like if you're never, well, I don't know if that's a great example. But I guess maybe it would be. It's like if you're never awake during the day, you may think it's always nighttime. I think it's, I don't know if day and night's exactly like what the ratio on that is, but.
Shut down.
Keep your enemies close. And me.
Well, the Kayn was dead, 100% from the Lee. I just should have like had it on the Thresh so he couldn't flash. Kayn could come down here. Cassiopeia? I'm not sure. Pretty much we always play against Smurfs on this account. It starts putting you in a Smurf queue. Sort of, I don't know how it detects if it's a Smurf or not. Probably gold. But I'm really not sure, honestly.
I like to leave a lasting impression.
So it could be someone just like me, right? Who's here that's like platinum or diamond, that's like playing off roll.
Wealth is valuable.
Yeah, my CS is like this game. I just haven't been able to farm the jungle much. I would like to, and this Varus actually playing pretty well against me for this healer bracket. It's pretty much been solo in this lane too. I guess Thresh is still alive. But it's hard for me to walk into him because he got ahead early, and if he ults me, it's a problem.
Enemy killing spree.
Okay, Varus is just giving up tower. I guess they're gonna try to get mid.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, they're gonna get it. Damn, they have Rift too. They're gonna drop Rift against tier 2 middle.
Your team has destroyed the turret.
They're just gonna save it and drop it on base tower? What are they saving it for? Yeah, they're gonna drop it on base.
Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree.
Thresh just like randomly walks up and stops me. Why did he just forget that he has Rift?
Like what you see.
Guess they probably have all that warded up. I forgot it was Fire Dragon. There was not going to be as much brush there. So it's a lot easier to ward that with just one ward. It's rough.
Enemy rampage. Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
really. I don't have my ult. That's just basically dead weight. I mean, I should be able to 2v1 this. I mean, I just didn't play it well early on. Got him there. 50 people bottom. Guess I should have let it go. No, I'm sorry to hear that, Fabio. Hopefully he'll come back. Can't TP onto the Fizz.
Your turret has been
So I
destroyed.
gotta TP over here. He's so fed.
Shut down.
We're gonna have to get a probably a stopwatch. Just had a couple of bad games, man. I don't know. I mean, I think people are basically the same. People get better every season. It gets harder to climb every season. I mean, obviously, you know, I haven't been super satisfied with where I've been either so far this season, but you know, if you want to climb, he's gotta pick it up. You gotta find out what's going on. How can you get better? I mean, I've had huge loss streaks as well. I know it doesn't make it feel any better when it happens to you, but it's just kind of the nature of the game. You're just gonna get some people on your team. Some games are gonna be impossible to win. There are some games that are impossible to lose, right? Where you can have a bad game and you win the game, even though you don't have a great game, because other people do really well. But you know, we tend to forget that a lot of times.
No.
When, you know, we didn't deserve a win, you know, when we had a bad game ourselves and then we won anyways, we just think, okay, well, that's just a matter of course, right? Like, yeah, I went, you know, 0-6-2 on Rakan, but my top laner, you know, went like 12-2 and won the game, even though I fed like 3 early kills in lane or something like that, you know? But then we just don't remember it. We're just like, okay, yeah, we won. Good. We just think, okay, if we think about it at all, we might be thinking, okay, well, I'm allowed to make some mistakes because, you know, whatever reasons, right? Who has the red buff? Fizz had red buff or something? Literally lived with like 20 health. There is some RNG, but the thing is there's not RNG over a long period of time because The only thing that's going to be the same, unless you're dueling with someone and they're holding you back. But that's not RNG either, because you have a choice. Because the only thing that's going to be the same in every single game is you, right? You know, like I said, you're going to have feeders on the enemy team. You're going to have feeders on your team. Just assume everyone else at your elo bracket, on average, is going to go 50-50. Right, but then you're the one person. If you're playing well all the time, or almost all the time, you should be winning your lane 90% of the time. You should be able to pull that percentage up over 50% and climb. You're sleepy. It's not I'm not sure, but it's not a good indicator because almost everyone we play against on this account is a smurf. So it's almost impossible to know what we're really playing against. And I would guess, like, it's maybe gold or something. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there definitely can be short-term RNG, but, you know, like I said, that's, not every game's winnable. I mean, even people that do these, you know, challenge or unranked to diamond things, I'm going to be too into that, so I'm just going to clear this out. Unranked to diamond type of stuff, they almost never win 100%. I mean, if you drop Faker off in Iron 4, like, he's going to lose a game before he gets a challenger. He might have like a 90-something% win rate, but he's gonna lose a game. So yeah, I mean there are gonna be some games that are just unwinnable, even for like the best of players.
An ally has been slain.
You know, I think you just have to be very process-oriented, right? You just have to think of yourself as just constantly trying to improve and not worry as much about what your rank is, especially in the short term. I can't kill her, she's just way too strong. We still almost got her, but
Shut down.
yeah, so I mean it just sucks, and I feel you on that, but I mean it's up to you. At the end of the day, if the game, you know, you don't think it's worth it or whatever, then yeah, I mean if it's making you unhappy always, you know, then of course go do something else, just with anything in life. But I think that a lot of times it's easy to get really frustrated and burnt out, like in the short term, and maybe if you take a break or something and you do enjoy it. I mean, it's not for everybody, you know, it's a really hard game. Like, it's competitive, people take it very seriously most of the time. A lot of people do, especially I think you said you're in plat. And so that can definitely lead to frustrations. But you know, you just can't rest on your laurels either. You got to keep playing, or you know, you'll end up falling off. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, Faker's not nearly as good as he once used to be. He used to be good, but everyone else has gotten like way better. And you see that sometimes even with like Double Lip has been benched recently. I don't know if that's because of his performance or whatever, but like, you know, that other guy was doing very well. That's just kind of how it is. Oh, did I have my shield? Okay, my bad. I'm talking a lot. I'm like 100% focused on this game. Kick them out. They're just too strong. But I mean, yeah, in anything that's going to be like really competitive, you just got to accept the fact that most of the time progress is going to be really slow, and you're going to have to work really hard at it whenever you get near whatever your peak is. And that's anything, right? You're going to the gym, you're trying to lift weights or whatever. You know, you're not going to start off lifting 400 pounds, right? Like even the strongest people in the world or whatever, no one steps up, lifts 400 pounds. If you've ever, I don't know if you've ever been in the gym or not. I mean, I'm not like a huge lifter or whatever, but once you start getting near your max, like gains, you know, become incrementally like much smaller. Like just to get that, as you go up and up and up, just even like 1% more improvement starts to get really hard. You know, if you start to get near your max on a bench or whatever, you just throw 10 more pounds on there or something. If you had been benching like 220, you throw 10 more pounds on there. You know, you might be thinking, oh, it's only 5% more weight, but that, like, you can definitely feel a huge difference in 5% more or not. And it's the same thing, you know, if you're running like a mile or whatever, you're trying to go for like a record mile, you know, once you get to like 5-minute territory or 4-minute territory on miles and stuff like that, you know, every second gets incrementally much harder, even though it's like not a huge percentage. So that's just how it gets with anything. As you start climbing in League and doing better, it does not get easier. People think, oh, if I can just get out of Elo hell, it'll be smooth sailing. It's like, no, it's always going to be harder as you keep moving up and up and up. And that's just the nature of anything that's competitive, where you're competing, you know, against other people. Or even sometimes competing against yourself. Like as you get closer and closer to the top, you know, it starts to plateau off and get harder and harder and harder. I mean, what Michael Phelps won an Olympic gold medal off of, I think it was less than 1 second differential on his swim time. So it was like 1 second on whatever this thing was that he won. I think he won by like 100th of a second. And just think about like just how much of a difference that is. It's like one like barely it's like almost a fingernail length if you haven't trimmed your nails between gold medal and silver. So I mean that's just the that's just kind of the nature of competitive stuff. That you know, that can be really frustrating at times, but you know, the thing that I like about League, and I do get frustrated at times with it, is, you know, that competitive stuff, it keeps you going, it keeps you interested. Like I'm still reading stuff, you know, trying to figure out new builds, trying to think about different ways to optimize things. You know, they're constantly changing the game too, which I think keeps it very fresh. You know, every like 2 weeks they're changing stuff up. There's so many different champions you can try to play, you can try to master. You know, there's a bunch of competitive stuff. There's a bunch of content creators. It's an entire ecosystem that if you get invested in, it can be really fun. Versus, you know, like a single player game, like it's fun or whatever. You play it for a little bit. It's all good. But then, you know, once you beat it, it's like, okay, you know, I'll go on to the next game. And for some people, that's fine. That's cool. But I think, you know, for some people, you kind of like the competitive sort of aspect of it. It's much more like a sport. Like it's a lot closer to something like basketball than it is to something like Witcher 3, I think. Although I love Witcher 3. I still haven't beaten it, though. Even though I loved Witcher 3, I was playing through it like right before the Netflix series came out, and I was really enjoying it. But I was getting to this one grind on Skellige, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I just couldn't log in for a few days because I just didn't want to go grind out this quest, but I wanted to do all the quests in the game that I could find. And then I just haven't touched it for like 2 months because I just got bored for a day doing it. It felt grindy. But yet I don't really get like that bored of playing League, and I've probably played 8,000 to 10,000 hours of League, you know, over the last 10 years or so. So, did I have an accent years ago? I've had the same accent. I haven't really moved. If I had an accent, it may have been for like one stream or something. I was just kind of having fun with a southern accent, but it should be the same, I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't think my accent changed that much. Maybe it did. I don't know. I've never had anyone say that before. It's really good. Witcher 3 is awesome. I'm definitely going to go back and play it. It's just yeah. I don't know if I'd play the first two first. I've heard the first one's pretty bad. The second one's pretty good. That's it for games for tonight. I got to finish some essays, but I'll answer a final few questions. It just depends on different people, Garrett. I mean, usually it's like someone will just have a breakthrough, you know, and get through it really quickly once they just get something solved in their head. You know, so you could spend, you know, months, like 2 months sitting around. You could spend 2 months sitting around at Gold 4, for example, and then all of a sudden something just clicks. Like you find a champion that works for you or a strategy you hadn't tried out, where you're just like really focused up over just a few days, and all of a sudden you gain like 3 or 4 divisions. You know, sometimes it's just, you know, there's not really a timeline on it. And then some people just, you know, some people just sit in the same elo bracket for a really long time. It just depends. I mean, you know, for the last, since season 3, so probably for the last like 7 years or so, I've been sitting, you know, my average is around mid-plat. But I think that's fine. I mean, I've spiked up. I was in Diamond in the preseason. You know, I got up to Diamond 3. And usually most preseasons are during a year. I'll get to Diamond for a little bit. Hopefully we can, you know, move up even more. But it's just hard. But I've still enjoyed the game, you know, even though I've played like 7,000 games in Platinum, probably, or 6,000 games in Platinum, however much it is. I still enjoy it. I mean, I don't really... It's nice to climb, but I just enjoy the game itself. So I wouldn't really worry about climbing in general. I would just worry about trying to become a better player. And eventually the climbing will come if you play better than everyone else. But I also think it's perfectly acceptable to, if you enjoy the game and play it, just even if you're not climbing. I mean, the thing is, like, this has this illusion in League of, like, and all these content creators make it seem like if you're not climbing, it's a waste of time, where it's not good. Like, if you're not going, like, in a straight line up to Challenger, and all of these, like Smurf account and the Challengers make it seem really easy, and all of these guides, you know, make it seem really easy. Oh, just do this, it's really simple. Or just, like, copy exactly what I Will Dominate does, or, like, these other Smurf people do. And it's not that easy, right? Because it looks like the same game, right? But if you saw like an NBA player or something like that playing against middle schoolers, it would be very obvious. Okay, you know, if I were watching it, it's like, okay, I'm not 6'7", you know, 240 pounds. I can't dunk the ball like that. You know, all of this stuff, like, you would see it because it's a physical thing. You're like, oh, you know, that kid's 5'2", this guy's 6'7". Okay, it's not like a real game of basketball, right? It's just kind of for fun. But when you see people on League, you don't see that. It's all mental, but it's basically the same thing. You know, when you've got someone who's a challenger, like playing against someone who's in silver on these Smurf games, that's basically what it is. It's the same thing as, like, you know, someone in the NBA or like an elite college team playing against like a, you know, the JV team in high school or a middle school team or something like that. And that's no offense to the middle schoolers. I mean, they're just playing ball. You know, they're just trying to show up and play basketball. You know, they're trying to become better players. JV people on the high school team are trying to become better players. But then you got this NBA player coming in there crushing them. And then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, just imagine if other JV players are like, oh, yeah, that's really easy. You know, LeBron James just went in this JV game and scored 100 points. I should be able to do that. And then if they were really pissed at themselves, they couldn't do that. They're like, damn it, I only scored 20. Ugh, I'm worthless. I don't want to play basketball anymore. You know, it would look ridiculous. But that's kind of what it is in League, is people have these, like, ridiculously exalted expectations of, like, it being really simple, or just do this to climb. And, you know, it's not that easy. And to me, it's okay. Like, I would like to climb, sure. I mean, the main reason I want to get back to Diamond is just for more credibility, like, on the channel, because some people do care about that. But in general, I just like playing the game, also. So it'd be cool to climb, but, you know, obviously I've played the game a lot, even though in the grand scheme of things, historically, you know, I've been floating around Platinum. But as someone pointed out earlier, people get better and better and better. So I can tell you right now, being something like Platinum 1 or Platinum 2 is very, very different from being Platinum 1 or Platinum 2 in Season 3. I mean, the bar is just always going up. I didn't even think about... I got Diamond, I think even in Season 6, I got to Diamond, and I had no clue about wave management. I barely thought about it. You know, I didn't think about, like, specific back timings. I didn't think about, like, you know, very specific ward timings and stuff like that. Like, there were some things, but I didn't think about much of that stuff at all. And I still got to Diamond. And in you know, when I was Platinum 1 in Season 3, I was barely thinking about anything. You know, I was just thinking about, oh, there's a champion on the screen here. Like, I was barely keeping track of the minimap. So people just get, like, way, way better. But yeah, I mean, people are just really good. There's a lot of resources out there. I mean, I try to help people become as good as possible. There are other kind of more like corporate, like big channels, you know, pro guides, mobalytics, all that stuff. There's been a big boom in like instructional stuff for League over the last, you know, 2 or 3 years. Even just like much better commentary. I mean, the commentary like on pro games, even like season 2 or season 3, was like nowhere near what it is right now. And there's so many like analysis shows and podcasts and all this stuff. So a lot of people that, you know, want to take the game seriously are learning and becoming better. You know, I was watching Sammy was doing a coaching session, and I think it was in bronze for a little bit last night, and I saw a bronze ADC freeze the wave out. They froze the wave and started zoning the enemy. There is no way in hell you would see a bronze person understand a freeze even like 2 years ago, but they already knew that. Now, yes, they were making a lot of other mistakes, but that was extremely advanced back in the day. Like, you would not... Sometimes we don't even see platinum people freeze, you know, waves and think about it that way. So there's a lot of people that, you know, have come a long way. Like, bronze is definitely... Like, if you're bronze this season, you probably would have been, you know, gold 3 seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago. Why won't Riot nerf Echo more? They probably will at some point. I would guess they nerfed the stun time on his W, which is what I think kind of put him over the top, or nerf the movement speed on his Q. But those are both things they buffed, so I don't know. We'll see. I do go over my own VODs. I watch my some recordings of my streams. I do it on stream sometimes. If there's a really tricky team fight, I'll go back and look at it. So I do that a fairly decent amount. For me, it's just focus. Like, I spend too much time thinking about other stuff or like talking to the stream, and I love talking to the stream. And just like if I'm sitting there in the abstract not playing, I can usually point out like what's the correct thing to do, at least at a low diamond level. Maybe higher than that, I don't know. But if I'm like not playing, I can figure out what's ideal in a lot of situations. But when I'm playing, you know, I just won't be focused. I won't be, you know, paying attention to everything I need to be paying attention to. But if I can, you know, slow it down and think about it carefully, if I have all the time in the world, you know, I can probably come up with pretty good decisions. So I think it's just a matter of focus and execution rather than game knowledge. There's still a lot I can learn, you know, for sure. But I think that's the main thing that holds me back, is just focus and execution. Echo does get banned quite... I mean, Echo's very good right now in 2 different positions at least. So I'm with you on that. But yeah, as far as like, you know, if you're gold 4, like, can you like put yourself on a timeline and say, I'm going to get to platinum in like 2 weeks? I mean, maybe. It depends on like what you need to do to move up. I mean, that can be done. I mean, I went from platinum 4 to platinum 1 in like 3 or 4 days last week. But I've also fallen, you know, quite a bit like that before, too. Because we were Platinum 2, and we dropped down to Platinum 4 in, like, 4 days, probably about a month ago. So, you know, sometimes you can just be streaky. Okay, but anyways, okay, that's got to be it for tonight, though. I appreciate y'all. I would stay in. I know we have a ton of people. I appreciate everyone who came out tonight. We'll get back in there tomorrow, though. Like I said, I do have a stack of papers I need to grade, and I'm already probably not going to go to sleep in order to finish those up. Yeah, I mean, Echo, I think you're right. Echo is too strong for Soloqueue. They need to nerf something about him. But anyways, okay, well, thank you all very much. Be sure to check out the patch notes video I just released. If you care about Total War, I just released something for Total War as well. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to be doing a Beastman campaign. I've had several people inquire about a Skaven campaign. If you care about that, I might be doing that. There was somebody who asked about a Vampire Count or a Vampire Coast campaign probably about a few weeks ago. I'll have to check up and see if they're interested in that. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. There are some people who move up a lot in one season. You know, pro players, or like you said, Huzzy may have done that. Like, there are people who do that, but that's really the exception rather than the rule. That's why I'm saying there's not an exact timeline. There's people that have played the game since Season 1 that are still bronze. You know, and there's people that, you know, pick up the game and just very first start it, and they're going pro, like, the next season, right? So it just varies a lot from person to person. But I would say, like, you know, in general, I think one thing that almost any sort of person who's trying to give you reasonable advice is going to say, is just focus on improvement and don't focus on rank. And the rank will come, but it's the improvement and just always trying to be a better player, and that will ultimately help you climb a lot more than focusing on rank. Because your rank is going to fluctuate. You will just have some bad games. You'll personally play bad. You might get some bad teammates, and your rank's going to jump around a little bit. And if you're just focused on rank, you'll get like really frustrated with that, and that's going to cause you to lose more potentially. And so you just really want to focus on how can I try to become a better player, even if you're losing games. Like, just see if there's one or two things that you could have done. Like, is there a way you couldn't have died there, or maybe you could have hit a skill shot or two better, or whatever. You know, don't have the attitude of, well, this game's a blowout, so there's nothing I could learn from it, right? Or, you know, I won this game really hard, so that means I did everything correct. You know, either side of that coin is not great, because there's always ways you can improve, even if the score is 2-20 and you get blown out, or the score is 20-2 and you totally destroy them. There's always stuff to work on. So, anyways, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much. Have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow on 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll release the support tier list probably maybe tomorrow morning. So be sure to check that out if you're interested in it. And we'll come back and start making our move, hopefully to get back to Diamond over the next couple of weeks. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to be it. Have a good day. We'll see everybody next time.